Namaskar. I'm your host Naraayannkar. From past few days, I have not been coming on air live with my colleague Mr. Mahendakar because I was traveling and today I have arrived at Ayodhya. I have come on a personal visit to get the darshan of Bhagwan Ramchandra and I have some interesting videos to be made on Ayodhya and Ayodhya Mandir, and if possible, I'm going to interview Champat Rai, who had just announced that by 2024, the Ayodhya Ram Mandir, Bhavya Ram Mandir, will be uh, completed. So I have come on a personal note to get darshan of Lord Ram or Bhagwan Ram, and also would do some videos on the new railway station and uh, Ram Mandir, and also interview Mr. Champat Rai, one of the prominent members on the temple trust. So today uh, I would uh, I would like to talk on West Bengal. One after another news is pouring out in Bengal of violence. Kali Mandir idols have been broken. Journalists have been attacked. Women are being raped. BJP workers and leaders have been assaulted mercilessly by TMC goons. Siliguri MP, if I am right, was attacked by TMC goons. Uh, and amidst all this, no FIRs are being filed by the West Bengal police. And it is very unfortunate that West Bengal Governor Jagdeep Dhankar is philosophizing instead of writing a letter, a strong worded letter to the President of India, Ramnath Kovind. Mr. Dhankar is tweeting, and he's tweeting anarchy, lawlessness, and violence are enemies of democracy. Acha, Mr. Dhankar, we are enlightened by this that we were not knowing that anarchy, lawlessness, and violence are enemies of democracy. Thank you very much, Mr. Dhankar. And Dhankar appeals to Mamata Banerjee to cap to contain volatile situation from worsening. I would like to ask Mr. Dhankar, whom are you appealing? Whom are you appealing for containing lawlessness? The police are not filing FIRs and they are not doing it, and they cannot do it without the instructions of West Bengal Chief Minister. Mr. Dhankar, Mamata Banerjee herself is behind the violence. Don't you know, and don't we all know, that she had publicly said that she would deal with the supporters of the BJP or the BJP workers or the BJP voters, once the election is completed, Dhankar Sahab, instead of tweeting, please take some strong constitutional action. Law and order has totally collapsed in West Bengal. Please use Article 376 or impose, if I'm wrong, impose President's rule. If not, abrogate the article which gives the governor the right to impose President's rule for the failure of law and order in a particular state. And it is surprising that the governor is appealing to contain situation from getting worse. What is so worse than this, Mr. Dhankar, that at least 27 women have been raped? BJP leaders and BJP workers have been assaulted. Some 350 odd villages where the Hindus live have been reduced to ashes. About 1,000 families from West Bengal have fled to the neighboring states, including Assam, and you yourself had visited those people who have been affected by this violence, and you have tweeted that you are going to undertake second visit. Of course you do. We would welcome it. But don't you think that the very first visit and the video wherein Mamata Banerjee is appealing to her supporters to deal with people who have voted and worked for BJP, is it not enough that women have been raped? Is it not enough that your MP have been assaulted? Is it not enough that the state administration is not obeying the protocol, a protocol which gives at least the governor's chair? Waiting for Dhankar Sahab, please take some action. History will not forgive anybody. You, Dhankar Sahab, Narendra Modi, Amit Shah, if you don't act, people will not forgive. And more than that, history will not forgive. Why are you waiting? For what are you waiting for? Do you think Mamata Banerjee's actions can be pardoned by the court of law? And about this, the Lutyens media, shame on them. Not a word they are writing what is happening in West Bengal. And more than the Lutyens media, I do not want to take the names of the so-called right-wing news channels. Of course, one or two important journalists are suffering from coronavirus, and we don't know what happened to the another editor-in-chief who is not to be seen on one of the topmost right-wing TV channels. We do understand about what is happening to them, or what are their conditions, may be personal. But what about the channel, their reporters? They are completely silent on the violence that is perpetrated day in and day out in West Bengal. They must highlight, they must come out more than the Lutyens media. The right wingists should focus or create or create a campaign or run a campaign against the misrule of Mamata Banerjee in West Bengal. History, of course, will not forgive the leaders, BJP, the governor, the home minister, or the prime minister, but also history will not forgive the media, which has gone totally silent. I do understand there are some conditions, but how can you remain silent when your own journalists, colleagues, or brethren, or of one group, professional group, have been targeted by TMC goons? It is shameful that Lutyens media is silent on Mamata Banerjee's misrule, which is full of violence against the majority community, against the Hindus. And they are standing witness to the changing of West Bengal into another Kashmir. And these very Patrakars, one incident against one special community, the whole of India would have been burning. Not literally, but in the TV newsrooms. So, Mr. Dhankar, please your constitutional right and take strong action against Mamata Banerjee. And Modi ji and Amit Shah ji also should take cognizance that if you don't act, then the Hindus will not trust the party, because they will not know whether you would come to their rescue when they're attacked. And this virus will spread wherever BJP is not ruling in those states. So please take all these factors into consideration. The leadership and the Sangh should act. Otherwise, they'll lose the faith of the Hindus if they are not protected, if they are not given the justice. And I totally agree with Mukul Roy leaving your party and rejoining TMC. He's totally right that no BJP worker or leader is safe. So it is high time that Mr. Dhankar and the leadership takes some physical action, a conclusive action, and constitutional action. Please throw aside the politics or the political benefit you want to reap by taking balanced view. This is not the question of taking a balanced view or or thinking about re- reaping political dividends, but this is a situation wherein West Bengal is littered with borders with China, Bangladesh. Please understand this. And those two forces want India unstable. China has ambitions in Bay of Bengal. So they want to create instability in West Bengal and gain entry into Bay of Bengal. And that would be a tragedy. So please act keeping in view the sovereignty of this country, the security of this nation, the security of the people, especially the victim who have been victims, and those are Hindus who have fled from West Bengal. I hope the central leadership, the Sangha, and Mr. Dhankar would act. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram.